Hello guys, I'm back from another video and today we're talking about what a deku was a ghost. So in the last video deku, well, after, a long day, because Izuku can't go to sleep, he decides to, roam around the entire forest, where Izuku find a pretty bad sight. That sight was, a sweatshop. Apparently, the people that were, basically capturing all of these children started abusing them because they needed money. So, after Ezekiel possessed a wolf that was the leader of, a pack of wolves, Ezekiel used it and basically, terrorized the entire, sweatshop until the actual leader of the sweatshop basically arrived and killed the leader by using his quirk. Well, Izuku transformed into his, phantom form, which I'm calling it now. Well, Izuku, after taking off his, iron mask, it literally killed him. Because, if anybody sees his, true face in that form, they're basically dead. Just one look at his face in that form, they're going to hell. They're just going to die from that face. So, yeah. So, after that, they were contacted by UA. As in UA, I mean, like, literally, Nezu and Aizawa arrived at their, cabin and told them that they're going to become heroes, but first they're going to be going to UA. So after arriving, Izuku met Nejiri and a girl by the name of Todoroki. So, after they arrived, Eri was going to sleep, but Izuku, he stayed up all night because, he can't go to sleep. So, yeah, so let's talk about what happens next. So, when it's finally morning, Izuku starts going off and change into his, uniform. While Izuku was going off and basically going to, class 1A, Izuku sees, Eri. As Eri says this, Izuku says this, hey Harry, I meant Eri, not Harry. I meant, oh, Eri. As Eri says this, hey Izuku, apparently I'm going to be going to, class 1B. Izuku says this, really? I'm going to class 1A. As she says this, I guess we can't be together, I guess. Izuku says this, don't worry, just make sure to not let anybody bully you, okay? As she says this, um, okay, Izuku. So after going their separate ways, Izuku arrives at class 1A and, Izuku meets his brand new classmates. One of them was a boy with blonde hair and red eyes. As he says this, you're absolutely annoying. Just piss off. As a boy with blue hair, blue eyes, and, well, with glasses says this, you're disrespecting the school. Put down your feet immediately from that desk. As Bako, and yes, that boy is Bako says this. Ugh, who gives a fuck? As he looks towards Izuku as he says this. So, who the hell are you? A brand new student? I never seen you on the entrance exam. As Ida says this. And yes, that boy with the glasses and blue hairs, that's basically Ida. Anyway, Ida says this. Didn't see you in the entrance exam before. Are you from the recommended exam? Izuku says this. Yeah. I'm from the recommended exam. uh, Izuku laughs awkwardly as Ida says this. Hello, my name is Tenya Ida. It's nice to meet you. Izuku says this. Nice to meet you. My name is Izuku Midoriya. So, Izuku, after, talking to him, Izuku sits down onto his, brand new seat as, the rest of the students arrive, including one of them was Nedry. And also, I want all of you to comment down below. Would you want not Eri, I meant Nedry to be Izuku's ship, or, Todoroki? You just have to pick. Either Nedry or, Todoroki. You can just pick. So, after Nedry arrives, Nedry says this. Hey, it's you! Aizuki says this. Wait, Nedry? Nedry says this. So we're gonna become, well, classmates. This is exciting. As, well, Todoroki arrives as she says this. Hello. So, while they were talking, they hear something fell down. As they see a yellow caterpillar, whatever it is, it seems to be moving. As a girl with, well, horns, pink skin, and pink hair says this, it's a caterpillar monster. As, well, the thing talked, as it says this. Can you shut up? Aizuki says this. Wait, Aizawa? As Aizawa takes off the sleeping bag, he says this. Ugh, it's absolutely noisy. Can you at least shut up in the morning? Anyway, everybody get out. We're going to be doing our, wait for a second. We're going to be doing the quirk examination. So, hurry up and go to the locker rooms. Wait for a second. So, before they started going off to the locker room, well, Aizawa gives off, well, as in gives off, I mean like giving everybody, tracksuits. So when Izuku arrives there, Izuku starts changing. As everybody sees Izuku's metal, hands. As one of them said this. Whoa, what happened to your hands, bro? Izuku says this. Bro? As he says this. Yeah, just call me Kirishima. As Izuku says this. Oh, my arms, it's actually a part of my quirk. As he says this. Wait, really? I thought they were just like um, what do you call them? I thought they were just prosthetics. Izuku says this. Yeah, I can definitely see that, but they're actually just a part of my quirk. Watch. As Izuku creates, his arms start extending, creating sharp claws. As he says this, whoa, that's so cool. Izuku says this, well, you better see what happens next soon. As Izuku laughs a little bit, Kirishima says this. Okay, bro. So, in the girls' locker room, well, let's just say it's kind of hectic. To be frank, some of the girls started crowding around, Todoroki because, she is the daughter of, Endeavor. And for the others, they basically start swarming towards, Nedry because, she's one of the big three. So, when, they heard this voice, they basically stopped. They hear, alright, everybody, if you're finished, just start going outside. So, Izuku arrives there as, well, Izuku was thrown a ball by Aizawa. As Aizawa says this, alright, you go first, Izuku. As Bakugo says this, hey, I'm supposed to be the first one to do it. As Aizawa says this, I make the rules here. Remember? And if you don't listen to me, I can just expel you. Got it? As Bakugo shuts up, Izuku starts coming forward. So, Izuku basically reels up his, arm and throws it as far as he can. Go far, like, maybe about, maybe across like, the ball is basically going at, Mach 2, so it's pretty far. As everybody said this, how strong are you? Izuku says this. Oh, I might have done it a bit much. As Aizawa says this, Infinity. As everybody jaws, like all of their jaws drop. As Bako said this, this is unfair. I'm supposed to be the number one here. Izuku says this. Yeesh, what are you? Some sort of tyrant? You're more like a villain than anything else. As Bako said this. What did you say? Izuku says this. I'm just spilling I'm sorry about that. It's just all of the noise from the neighbors. I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, so, well, Izuku says this. You sound more like a villain than anything else. As you, why did you say that? Izuku says this. What? Well, saying the truth. As Bako starts becoming mad, as he reels up his hand, as he starts creating explosions. As he says this. This is, this is a villainous quirk, eh? Izuku says this. Well, I guess it's a perfect quirk for, well, terrorists like you. As he says this. What? As he starts becoming mad, as he starts charging towards Izuku, as Izuku turns invisible, which Bakugo misses his, well, explosion, as Bakugo said this, where the hell are you, you damn coward? Izuku says this, below you, as he looks below him, but he sees nothing. As he looks up, he sees Izuku flying. Izuku says this, sorry about that. Izuku falls down to the ground as Bakugo said this, why you? As he starts charging towards Izuku as Bakugo gets, well, how do I say it, tied up by Aizawa's scarf. As Aizawa says this, if you want to start fighting then, you better get expelled immediately. Because I am the teacher of this class. Got it? As Bakugo basically agrees and stops fighting Izuku. Everybody's impressed by Izuku's, well, talent, including a certain girl by the name of Ugakure. And if you don't know who's Ugakure, well, she's the invisible girl, which, I mean, she's the most forgettable, but the most forgettable to me is probably either, well, Melissa or the other girl. What's her name? I kind of forgotten. Anyway, just wait first. So, after a while, it's basically, well, the end of school, or at least the end of the day, as they started going back to, well, to their homes, except for Izuku because, well, he's staying at the dorms, including, well, Jiro, and not Jiro, I meant, well, Nejiri. I would sometimes confuse Nejiri with Jiro sometimes, not gonna lie, because they have, like, similar, like, letters to their names, I guess. So, Nejiri, Izuku, and Todoroki started going back to the dorms as they say goodbye. So, not gonna lie, uh, not gonna lie, Izuku was pretty much bored because, well, because Izuku can't go to sleep. Well, Izuku has to, well, look at his phone now, like every single night. Izuku got in that phone from, well, Principal Nezo, by the way. Izuku was, well, pretty bored. He, well, been trying to, well, pass the time all night by, well, playing games on his cell phone. But he would get bored pretty quickly. So, when he's, well, that, well, bored, he would sometimes, well, make pranks at the, well, at the security guard that's basically roaming around the, well, premises. So he would sometimes, well, either make little, like, ooh, like that, or would sometimes, well, cause, well, doors to slam shut and making the security guard basically, well, scared. That's basically what he did all night. So yeah, so the next day comes as it's the day where they're gonna be having a special teacher apparently. So wait for a second. So when they arrived at school, well, it's pretty much like a normal day at like a regular old, well, college until the, well, last class, where they hear, well, stomping as they hear this. I'm coming to the door like a normal person. As the door hinges basically break off the door itself and basically causing the door to basically start flying and basically break down the window and causing the entire door to basically, well, go, well, let's just say somewhere else. As in somewhere else, I mean somebody's, well, face or something. As they see All Might, everybody starts, well, either squealing or fanboying. I meant fan boying and fangirling. Izuku says this. So that's All Might, the number one hero. As All Might says this. Alright, alright, alright. So we're gonna start off our heroes class. But before we can start, what's with the hero without her or his costume? So he brings out suitcases as well, everybody gets their hero costumes. When Izuku gets his, Izuku smiles. Izuku says this. Now, that's what I'm talking. So, everybody starts going outside except for Izuku. Nedry says this. Wait, how about Izuku? As Baku said this. Who cares about that fucking nerd? As they hear the sound of belts crackling. Like literally like like let's just say like belts like how do I say it? Like the basically like belts like smacking against the ground. As they see Izuku wielding the same blade that Izuku used to slash at well the slash at Overhaul. So let's see his hero costume. As everybody sees Izuku's costume, they say this. Whoa, Izuku, your costume looks interesting. As Baku said this, are you an how do I say it? Are you some sort of masochist? Izuku says this. What? No, I just like this style of clothing. As Todoroki says this. Really? Huh. So, All Might says this. Alright, alright, alright. Everybody just calm down. Anyway, let's just start the hero versus villain test. So, Izuku was paired up with Nejiri, and they're gonna be fighting Todoroki and Bakugo. So, Izuku and Nejiri were tasked to be the villain. Bomb. So, Izuku protecting the bomb was pretty easy for him because, Izuku just meets the wall, just lurks around, still being invisible by the way. He just poof, he just turns invisible. As Nejiri says this, Izuku, where are you? As Izuku says this, I'm here. As Nejiri says this, I can hear you, but I don't see you. Izuku basically reappears in front of her as she says this. Oh, yeah, I remember. You're able to basically turn invisible. I've forgotten. Izuku says this. Anyway, just go off and trying to protect the bomb. While I just protect the last line of defense. As she says this. Okay. So they when the match started, Izuku just hears explosions. Just explosions. Just like literally just explosions. As well the explosions stop. Izuku sees in the door Izuku sees Todoroki. As Todoroki says this, huh, easy. So when she's about to touch the bomb, Izuku just grabs her by the collar, like literally like a cat, like how like a cat basically gets his child, basically just grabbing her by the collar, like literally behind her. As she says this, who is it? Izuku. Izuku says this. I'll just leave you up here, and Izuku just basically just brings her basically outside. As she says this, are you serious? As Nedry says this, Bakugo, as they hear explosions galore. As Bakugo says this, I'm coming for you, Izuku. As Izuku says this, really. Izuku brings out this blade. Izuku says this, now let's have some fun. As Bakugo starts charging in at Izuku, Izuku basically takes him out by by using his belt to basically restrain him. As Bako tries to, well, get out of his situation, well, Izuku says this: those are anti-quirk, well, belts. I'm only able to basically use my quirk because I allow it. Unlike your quirk, well, it doesn't really work for you. As Bako says this: this is unfair, as Zuko says this. Well, it is fair in my defense, because, well, I think more rationally, unlike you. Now, let's, well, wait for a few minutes. As All Might says this: Izuku Midoriya's team wins. So, when the others basically, well, did their whole thing, well, Izuku and, well, the rest of his, well, people that are basically living in the dorms, well, started going back into the dorms. So, yeah, so Izuku, well, just stays in his room for now. As in stays in his room, I mean, he starts going off and basically terrorizes the, well, the night guard. So, yeah, it basically happens like every single night for him. To the point that he basically starts preparing. Like, when Izuku arrives there, Izuku sees the night guard basically holding a cross, wielding a Bible, just basically like, regular old Christian stuff. Izuku says this: are you serious? So, yeah, that will be the end of the episode. So, yeah, so I hope you liked the video, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.